one thing changed everything.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Yo, what if the MCU's latest addition to Disney Plus debuted today? And in the words of Captain Carter, it was absolutely brilliant. Now, if you remember, the original What If series ran from 1977 to 1984 and had Uatu the Watcher as its narrator. Then you had the several follow-on What If series, which ran from 1989 to 2018. The What If series of comics, if you remember, are based on divergences that happen in the timeline and the consequences of those divergences in any number of timelines in the multiverse. Now remember, the multiverse we know exists. All right? Remember, the Watchers are these super all-powerful cosmic beings that watch over the universe and these timelines, but are not allowed to interact or intervene with anything or anyone. But we know that there have been instances in which they stick their noses in. Alright? Now, bringing us to this latest MCU edition, we know that this is the MCU's first animated series, as all the others have been live action. Yeah, you know, DC's been doing it for a long time. Here you have one of my favorite characters in Jeffrey Wright, playing the ever-powerful cosmic being Uatu, the Watcher, and he's narrating for us. You know, he brings to the table several Golden Globes and Emmy Awards for starring in movies such as Shaft, James Bond's Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, The Hunger Games, BoJack Horseman, you know, just to name a few. Alright, so this brings us to what if Steve Rogers hadn't become Captain America. Lots of spoilers here. Here we have the show opening with the familiar Steve Rogers getting prepped to be put in the chamber, created by Howard Stark, and getting ready to get the super soldier serum injected. You know, getting him buffed, of course. Now, a funny thing here is that in Captain America, the First Avenger movie, Peggy was asked to go into the booth, to just as several of the other people were, to keep her safe. But here she decided to stay with Steve. Then, of course, lo and behold, there was a Hydra agent disguised as a soldier who detonates a bomb and shoots our man Steve. Alright? But Peggy outshoots him, kills the attacker, but then she knows how important this moment is, and they only have one shot. So she tells Howard, hey, get the shit ready. I'm going to take Steve's place in the chamber. You know, you're going to give me this super soldier serum. She didn't say that, but that's what I said. But General Fuckface, that's what I'm going to call him, gives her a hard time, and she sort of gives him a fuck you too vibe. Alright? But Shazam, not to be confused with the other comic brand, wink wink, transforms into this She-Hulk looking woman, minus the green skin. You know, of course, back in that day, you know, in those days, women in the military were relegated to menial tasks. You know, so she starts training, and she becomes Captain Carter. Captain Carter's bored. Howard, you know, creates her a shield and a uniform, with the Union Jack, of course. She starts to kick some ass. You know, she still isn't taken seriously, you know, as she goes save Bucky and the unit, you know, to include the Howling Commandos. You know, so we think Steve's out of it, but Howard makes him a suit of armor, which, with the recovered Tesseract, of course. This suit is called the Hydra Stomper, which, coincidentally to me, looks like the suit worn by either Obadiah Stane or the first Iron Man, first armor Tony Stark made. You remember? But it helps Steve kick some ass with Peggy. Now, Peggy and Steve do have some moments throughout the show, which I love, all right? At one point during the train sequence, Steve saves Bucky, who makes a quip about, you know, almost losing an arm. Ha ha, Winter Soldier here. Then the train explodes, and we assume Steve is gone. But we find out that he was captured by the Red Skull, who in turn reacquires the Tesseract, which was inside the Hydra Stomper. Real stupid move, Howard. Why would you put something as important as the Tesseract in a suit which could get captured again? Which it did. So the Red Skull uses the Tesseract to summon a champion for Hydra, which turns out to be, get this now, a damn interdimensional octopus with no name. and has never appeared in the comics, I believe, or has never been mentioned in the MCU. But if it has, please let me know. So now we're going to get busy, so hope you can keep up with me, all right? So you have Interdimensional Octopus, who comes out, immediately kills Red Skull, and then Captain Carter starts fighting the octopus and pushes it back into the black hole, or the dimensional rift that it came from, only to be trapped herself, then reappears 70 years later, as it looks like Nick Fury and Hawkeye save her and get her released, probably at S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters. So from here, we can assume that she either joins the Avengers, takes part in every movie to include Endgame. Haley Atwell, I love her. She's freaking awesome as the ass-kicking Captain Carter. And this show was packed with action in its 30 minutes of runtime. 30 minutes of action non-stop. I seriously can't wait until next week's episode. Oh, and thinking of it, do you think at the end of Endgame that Peggy went back in time to be with Steve just as Steve did? That's a thought. So if you get a chance, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like and drop your comments, as I want to know what you thought of this episode. Oh, what you didn't think of it. Alright? So this is Big Lou. Peace.